Hello, good morning, and welcome to Charter School BBC News.
Today's top stories. Is Britain going to leave the EU? Are we closer to finding the cure to cancer? And is there life on Mars?
We're about to find out. Over to Callan, Karina and Charlotte with the latest news on the EU.
One of the biggest political stories of the week is the EU referendum. This is when the UK will vote whether to stay or leave the European Union on the 23rd of June.
David Cameron warns that Britain is safer from terrorism as a member of the EU, while Boris Johnson says this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a full reign of control over our own country.
So what are the advantages and disadvantages of being part of Europe? So Karina, what are the pros and cons?
Staying in Europe is desirable for those with roots in other countries. It's said that leaving the EU will disrupt trading with other countries. However, if we leave, we will be able to make our own decisions as a country and will be free from rules such as free movement among Europe, making our country safer. At the end of the day, it's your decision.
Very interesting. And now, over to Phoebus and Lily with the latest news on health. Scientists are getting closer to the cancer's cure. Their recent treatment cured 95% of tested leukemia patients. However, scientists say it is only a baby step closer to the true solution. Over to Phoebus to explain how this works.
Scientists take a type of white blood cell from the patient and then add sensor cells to them so that they can recognise cancer and kill it. They then put the cells back into the patient so that they can cure the cancer. Cancer's actually been in the news quite a lot recently because of all the famous people who have died of it. These include David Bowie, Alan Rickman, Jimmy Bain and Lemmy Kilmister.
In other news, the NHS has said that teenagers are not getting the required 9 hours of sleep a night. So I decided to ask my friends and see how much sleep they were getting.
How many hours of sleep do you get a night? An average of 5. How many hours of sleep do you get a night?
8 or 9.
On average, how many hours of sleep do you get a night?
About 6.
Now joining us will be Peter, and we will be discussing life on Mars.
What's going on, Peter?
Well, we're about to send a rocket into space on a very exciting mission to find out if life exists on Mars. The mission is called ExoMars, and the aim is to sniff out gases such as methane in the atmosphere. Living things on Earth produce methane, so if there's any signs of methane is found on Mars, it could mean that bacteria exists there. Another ExoMars spacecraft will launch in 2018, carrying a rover to search for any more traces of life. All information gathered by ExoMars could give a pathway for humans to live on Mars in the future. If life once survived on the red planet, there's a chance humans can too.
That really is remarkable. So, Peter, what is your view on all of this?
Well, I think it's quite incredible because scientists predict that we could be living on Mars in 2030 and it's such a short time away, so we've got a lot to look forward to in Mars.
That is incredible. Thank you so much for joining us today, Peter.
Thank you.
That's all for now. And now, over to Matilda, Maddie and Lily with the latest gossip.
I'm guessing that most of you are up to date on the hot gossip at the moment. Kim Kardashian, a teenage role model, has yet again posted a controversial snap over on her Instagram, sharing it with her 63.1 million followers. Over to Lily now to spill the rest of the gossip.
Kardashian West, wife of Yeezy creator Kanye West, and famous reality star, has once again blown up Instagram with mixed comments on her recent bear selfie. The caption read, "Lol, when you have nothing to wear. Strange though when you and your husband are multi-millionaires." What do you think about this, Matilda?
If Kim wanted us to see a part of her we'd never seen before, she'd had to swallow the camera.
Strange as well when she's supposed to be a good teenage role model.
Now, over to the weather.
Thank you, Louis. It has been a cloudy start to the day here in Sunningdale with highs of 9 degrees. And in the rest of the UK, it is going to be a rather cloudy day today with some light rain and drizzle. Up north, the best part of the sunshine will be for Scotland, Northern Ireland and western parts of England and Wales with temperatures between 3 and 7 degrees. Tonight the cloud will thicken across western parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland with patches of rain, otherwise dry with clear spells and some developing frost. Back to the studio.
Thank you for that, girls.
Now over to Maddie and Amelia, who will be giving us the latest sporting drama.
Wimbledon champion Maria Sharapova, aged 28, admitted taking medicine including meldonium for the last 10 years. Sharapova failed a drug test in Australia Open earlier this year, claiming that she wasn't aware the substance is banned. Beginning her Admiral fame at the age of 17, she became the highest paid athlete in the world. She believes that she has made a huge mistake, as on Monday evening the sportswoman announced, "I've let my fans down, I've let this sport down."
The City fans are shocked to find 1 year from being rock bottom in the Premier League to shooting to the top of the scoreboards. With winning 7 of their games so far, the team are on a roll.
And finally, over to Isla and Rebecca with a look at the lighter side of the news.
And now for something completely different.
Funny headlines of the day!
A white pony with a unicorn horn startles drivers as it took police on a 3-hour helicopter chase.
Meanwhile, in Manuel Antonio, Costa Rica, a sloth needed help crossing the road.
Also, a man threw a Grim Reaper Halloween costume on a drone and proceeded to chase people around the park with it.
If you think that's weird, a goat was arrested in India because it was trespassing on someone else's land. It faces 7 years in prison.
Wait for it. A woman is facing a court appearance after being filmed driving a car with a tree wedged in the front.
And finally, a guy falls over whilst running away from a supposedly speaking bear. Turns out the bear wasn't a bear at all, but his friend dressed up, trying to scare him.
That's all from us today, but until next year, thank you.